What you are about to hear is not a tale. It is a nightmare that actually happened. It began with a suitcase, alone, abandoned, on one of Britain's most famous bridges. Blood seeped from its seams, staining the cold metal beneath. The man who dragged it had vanished into the foggy streets, leaving behind nothing but terror and the unmistakable scent of death. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mortem Files. Today, we're diving deep into another chilling case study, so stay with me as we uncover the truth. The discovery was almost cinematic in its horror. Witnesses later described a figure struggling with a suitcase, wheels broken, dragging them across the Clifton Suspension Bridge as if the weight of the world itself was inside. And in a chilling moment, someone asked, "What's in there?" For the police, the scene confirmed their worst fears. Human remains, a suitcase, a manhunt ignited instantly. What no one knew yet was that this was only the beginning, a twisted tale of lust, greed, and calculated violence. Albert Alfonso, a man in his early 60s, had lived a double life. In his modest home, he set up cameras, filming every intimate act, every secret desire. But he did not realize that the man he invited into his life, the man who would fulfill those secret fantasies, would become his executioner. Yostin Mosquera, a Colombian man with a life intertwined with adult films and hidden ambitions, returned to London on a mission that would shock the nation. The investigation unfolded like a thriller written in real time. Security cameras captured fleeting glimpses. A cyclist, brave or perhaps reckless, followed the figure as he ran toward the North Somerset side of the bridge. Footage froze him in frames that would later help construct his face in the eyes of the law.
He's being helped by other people across the pedestrian crossing and puts it down sort of 3 yards from us. And my son, who's outgoing, said, "Wow, man, that's a very heavy suitcase. What you got in there, a body?"
Meanwhile, the police traced a red van seen near the bridge, its color a critical clue. Backtracking CCTV, they found the vehicle originated from a flat in Shepherd's Bush. The details began to fall into place. 2 victims, 2 lives extinguished, and 1 man orchestrating the chaos from within. The flat revealed horrors that no one could have anticipated. A newly purchased chest freezer, slammed into a doorway, concealed what remained of Albert Alfonso and his partner Paul Longworth. Torsos and limbs had been divided and stored, the meticulousness of the crime as terrifying as its brutality.
We're going to need some police up here quite urgently, I think. We had a gentleman up here who was dragging a case behind him. The case is broken and it looks like it's really heavy and there's blood coming out of it. He said it was car parts, oil. It doesn't smell of that at all. We're convinced it's blood.
Paul Longworth, in his early 70s, had led a quiet, unassuming life. Albert Alfonso, 62, carried desires and connections that would ultimately seal their fate. Among them, Yostin Mosquera, a man who moved between continents, between the lines of legal and illicit, seeking only one thing: money, access, and control. The trial revealed even more disturbing details. Albert had filmed himself and Mosquera together, unaware that those recordings would become evidence of the final act. The footage, intimate and horrifying, played before the jury, a testament to a trust turned fatal. For Mosquera, the motive was coldly pragmatic. Searching through bank accounts, plotting theft, and assessing property value, he killed first Paul, then Albert, securing only a few £100s before the trail ran hot. The sheer audacity defied logic. Why travel to Bristol, dismember the bodies, place them in suitcase, and hire a van from a man oblivious to the crime? Why not escape quietly? His actions were not just brutal, they were inexplicably reckless. For 2 days, he evaded capture, almost a phantom in the city streets, despite the media coverage, despite thousands of eyes on his face. But technology betrayed him. A phone, hanging off cell towers allowed the Met Police to close in. By the end, it was a combination of timing, coordination, and sheer determination that finally brought him down. Throughout, the evidence painted a stark, dark portrait. The victims were vulnerable. The killer was meticulous, sexually driven, and coldly calculating. Knives, cameras, suitcase, all tools in a narrative that no one could have imagined before that foggy morning on the Clifton Suspension Bridge. And as the trial concluded, the world was forced to confront a reality that felt almost cinematic, yet horrifyingly true. Life sentences, justice weighed in cold steel. But the questions remained. How could one man's desire and obsession lead to such calculated, incomprehensible acts? How could lust and greed twist into murder, into dismemberment, into a trail of terror spanning 2 cities? The man with the suitcase left scars, not just on the victims, not just on the city, but on everyone who would hear the story. Because some darkness is not born in fiction. It is carried across bridges, hidden in plain sight, and executed by those who seem, at first, like strangers, until it's too late. But with that, stay safe, stay kind, and keep your eyes open and your secrets closer. I'll be back soon. Goodbye.